Good afternoon. I'm reporting live from the scene of a complete catastrophe in the middle of a forest in merry old England, where someone has stolen a grandfather clock, which actually seems to be able to travel all time and space. I don't know where they come up with these crazy ideas, but yeah. And it appears that we've got Lee and I together, which would make us the Geeks Assembled crew. If you've looked at our Wikipedia site, I mean, we've got like tons of cool facts about us on our Wikipedia site. And our Facebook group is in constant turmoil and stuff like that, and we don't know if there is anything nefarious going on anywhere that we know of, but apparently, our friends at Big Finish have brought Michelle Gomez back to play one of the experiential lives of the master. She looks a bit like Mary Poppins. And so, welcome to our Mary Poppins weekend. We actually are doing Missy and Mary Poppins The Return. Actually, for real. Guys, I'm not even kidding. Anyway, yeah, I know it's really exciting. And there's also really exciting things afoot in this audio adventure. It's a four stories in this adventure, and but since it's Lee and me, I would rather him start than me, because I think that would be really nice. Because sometimes they start off with men and then they end up with a woman playing the same character, especially with Time Lords, because the 60s and 70s, it was just a different thing, but now it's, you know, everything can get gender bent. I think Boy George started that effect back in the 80s, because a lot of this good stuff started in the 80s, started again in the 80s, or came back around in the 80s. I don't know. Anyway, Lee's a fan of the 80s, and I just wondered what he thought of this reach uh, through time and space, into even some more sort of Victorian times, because I know he loves that. Okay, what do you think, buddy?
Well, seeing as Missy series
Series one.
box set series one, would one of these stories before. Uh, um, we have reviewed the second story in this box set before, but this time we're going the full whack and doing all four stories. So, yes, Michelle Gomez returns as Missy, which I've never been keen on that name, to be honest. But hey ho. I can't knock her acting. She is a brilliant actress.
Yeah, she is.
Um, it's four tales of her. She's four tales of her after certain items. First story is set in Victorian times. A spoonful of mayhem, where she becomes two children's mistress or nanny, as whatever you want to call them.
Right.
Uh, yes, and this is where you get the Mary Poppins similarity. I say the second story we've done before: divorced, beheaded, and regenerated, where she's up against the monk, played by Rufus Hound. Um,
The Meddling Monk.
which is that story is just a great comedic
Mm.
romp. Um, then you've got the third story, the broken clock, where it's a bit strange. is it a radio play? Is it a TV show with the narrator about this America's most impossible killers.
Huh?
But then is it Missy from Scotland Yard appears?
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit of a strange one, that one.
Yeah, it
But
is.
by Ned Fountain, so it will be. He does like to do a little bit surreal stuff. And then the fourth one, The Belly of the Beast. Um, where you've got two at war with Missy in charge of both sides.
Uh-huh.
Um, which it's explained later on in the story, like, but it's just her in each story. She's well, they accuse the monk of being the meddling monk, but she's also she's pre-planned everything. She's planned ahead for any circumstances what befall to her. Which a genius. So, but yes, four great stories in this set. And I mean, I've always been dubious about. I know Susan said about the gender swapping and all like that at the beginning of the thing. I've always been dubious about that. But you can't knock her acting. You cannot knock Michelle Gomez's acting. She's just one crazy woman. Is she acting, or is that what she's like in real life?
I don't know anybody who knows her as well as like you knew Anthony Ainley. I mean, there's a your history with the master is gives you a certain insight that is beyond usual. Where I'm saying, and the other thing is as a great actor, she has zeroed in on one of the facts that like Robert Carlyle talks a lot about, like being the villain, being the bad guy, being the heavy in the piece is often a lot more rewarding because you get to use all of your feelings.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just, yeah. So anyway, go on.
being the villain is more fun. Yeah, but yeah, great. I mean, the stories are written by Roy Gill, John Doney, as I mentioned, Ned Fountain, and Jonathan Morris. So a different author for each one. But a great collection put together in this set. I mean, to bring her from the TV series into this
Yeah,
and giving a new lease of life on her solo adventures, because this is the first box set. There's been another two, and there's another one on the way. So it's been a success. But I say I just the craziness of her characterization and what she puts other people in, and without a care in the world.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, and for me, my favorite out of all four of them is the one we did review before. Is the Divorce, Beheaded, and Bewildered, because it's just such a comedic. It's like a Carry On movie.
it is.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's so funny. But that's down to Michelle Gomez and Rufus Hound's chemistry, and just bouncing off each other.
Yeah.
Um, and this is why box set three, which we haven't done yet, is called Missy and the Monk.
Uh-huh.
They're teamed up the whole way through.
Uh-huh.
So it's bound to happen. So yeah,
Yeah.
and if Big Finish is listening, I know we've had another incarnation of the monk.
Peter
played by
Butterfield.
Graham Garden from The Goodies fame. Yeah, well, Peter Butterworth, the original Monk on TV, is no longer with us. But I was just wondering if Nicholas Briggs is watching or whatever. Does John Coleshaw do a very good Peter Butterworth? Because if he does, there's an idea. Get the original Monk in.
Yeah, that would be kind of amazing.
The
And
three
John
monks.
Culshaw has a voice, has a voice of thousands
Yep.
inside of him.
Can you just imagine the story of the three monks?
Wow.
But you never know. But yeah, this is a great box set. You know, a great box set to start off the Missy series. So yeah, I enjoyed all four of these stories, and as I say, the old grandfather clock.
Hmm.
You know,
I
it's
know it was good to see it in my mind again.
it's Doctor Who lore. You know, the
Uh-huh.
old grandfather clock. You know. So yeah, so back to you, Susan.
Even the doctor's TARDIS turned into a grandfather clock for a wee little second or three. It was in the sixth Doctor, after he repaired the chameleon circuit, it turned into a grandfather clock. I mean, this is like, it's one of those things that happens with the TARDISes, I assume. Anyway, it was so great, and I loved the Henry VIII, and the fact that he was like, okay, so what was the song you sang to? And that whole thing, and then Catherine Parr, and the real danger of meddling to the point where the wrong queen gets killed the wrong way. I mean, that was it could have done some damage to the time frame anyway. So that was great. And then the other thing that I really liked about this was the I loved the third story, the one that sounded like a news broadcast kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that one was uh the possible killers, and Missy came in from Scotland Yard, and they uh they found the bodies, and then she was she was challenging the detective, and she wanted to know who was speaking all the time.
Well,
She could hear the narration, and so in that I thought, well, at least it's not real narration like Lee would be bummed about, because if she's hearing it, then there's got to be something happening here, which is fun.
I like that bit with it where she was questioning the narration. You've already said this. You don't have to repeat yourself. I'm thinking exactly, Michelle. When we've listened to other auditions, it does my head in. She had the right idea. Stop the narration. Cut it short. Stop repeating yourself.
Yeah, I thought as much. That was what was redeeming about that, and Nev Fountain wrote it, and so it was like really good. Anyway, it was really surreal too. It was fun. And then the belly of the beast was, she was looking for more parts, and um she's like turned some of the planet into slaves, and some of them were not slaves, but then they came to the cloning tanks, and then they were like, oh, but then to come to find out, much like Sidious and what's his name, the one played by Giancarlo Giancarlo in Mandalorian. Oh, Gideon, Moff Gideon. There's clones of themselves. I mean, they're clones of the master. They're just clones of the master, and maybe one or two of the monk. I don't know. That was kind of thrown in there a little bit at the end. I just was like, huh. And so that was really fun. And the thing with this box set is that it was just so it was so fun. It was so, you know, it was like an amusement park ride. It was really enjoyable. You'd be like, wow. And then you'd
Well,
be like,
that's the difference, you see, because we've got that many. We've got the War Master with Sir Derek Jacobi.
uh-huh.
He's done many of the box sets now. And you've got the
Yes.
Missy box sets, and to, because he's pure evil. He he doesn't have much humour, but he does get a kick out of inflicting pain and stuff like that. With the Missy box sets, he's just completely insane. It's surreal, comedy, humour,
Yes.
but it's the same character. It's the
Yeah.
same character.
Yes. And the thing with
And
the
that's I like them.
go ahead.
So I like them both. I like the War Master sets. I like the Missy sets because there's great writing, great acting, and the characters, which would say with Derek Jacobi's Master, he didn't have much airtime on the TV. But
No, he didn't.
my God, Big Finish has given him a new lease of life. Um,
Yeah,
Now they're doing this with Missy as well.
I know. And she's thrilling. I mean, and of course they had to talk about her looking like Mary Poppins because she came in Death in Heaven, and that two-parter with the Cybermen looking exactly like Mary Poppins.
Mm.
And everybody called her Scary Poppins in the fandom. It was funny. It was great. And and that whole aspect of her being sort of, you could tell, you could slot this in the first part of this box set in right before that, and that, I mean, that's the fun thing, is that she is completely twisted, and you'd think that the Jeffrey Bieber character, or the who was the other one who played Crispy? Um,
Oh, Pratt.
oh yeah, and so you think that those two would be the crazy ones because of how much physical damage there was, but they were just camp. I mean, the fun one was, I don't know. That's just
Well, I've noticed as the Masters goes along, you Delgado, even before that with oh, what's his face, the ones who he was, I forgot his name now. The one they used him a few times, but they dropped him because of his controversial ways. Um, he was in a couple of the first
I
Doctors.
yeah,
Uh,
I remember the one you're thinking of, but
yeah,
yeah, go on.
yeah. Great actor, comedy actor. Who I can't remember his name now. But then you got your Delgados, which was played seriously.
Yeah,
You had your just sort of sinister. Then you had your Ainleys, which was evil but also quite camp,
yeah,
theatrical. Uh,
yeah,
uh,
for sure.
then you got your sort of down to earth, Eric Roberts,
Yeah.
and he's getting a new lease of life with the audios as well.
Mm-hmm. Because once you steal a body, you should
And then
keep
so
using it over
you
and
get
over
Jackie,
again.
you get your yeah. So then you get Sim, which he played it
He plays in so many things.
completely straight. Big Finisher, give him an audio. Yeah, and so you got Missy, and then you've got the other one. I haven't watched any of his. I've seen clips of him. He seemed quite as crazy as Missy.
Yeah, there is a craziness, but there's also
So
there's like a real pathos with him. I mean, it's like he feel and the problem is that you know, as I've watched all of the what's his name, as I've watched all the 13th Doctor episodes, it seems like you can't trust a word that he says. Like I saw him transform the Cybermen into, or the Time Lords into Cybermen, but I don't trust that narrative because I'm just getting the sense that that master was well, it was all sort of a mind game because um you know the whole children of timeless children narrative, it doesn't and then the I mean it kind of falls along the same lines as the cart uh Cartmel master plan, but kind of not. I mean, I don't know. I just don't. Missy, you can trust her to do fucked up shit like once in a while, and to be funny about it, and to be like sort of a bully to the humans that are with the doctor. Always with the doctor, she's a bully, but the with other people, she's just you know she has a lot more random elements to her, and this this box set shows those random elements, like how as a personality she seems, you're right, she is crazy, she does seem really super fragmented.
James Dreyfus,
Yeah,
that's
and
the actor I was trying to remember.
what's the other one? Oh gosh, I can't remember. Anyway, go on. The important thing is that I don't trust him. I don't trust that master, but I do trust Missy. I trust her to be crazy. I trust her to be random. I trust her to be fun. Oh, you thought I was turning good? I thought like that whole thing. That's super fun. And yeah,
Mm.
stopping all the planes in the air. That was fun.
I mean, say they could with these box sets, they could carry on for quite a while because you don't know the well, there's a time lord in it, but the time period of these adventures could happen anywhere. With
Yeah.
her that incarnation, you don't know how long she was in that body. You don't know how she got in that body.
Yeah,
I
it's true.
mean, did I mean this in the TV show? Sims was shot, wasn't he? No, no, he was stabbed. Or was he shot? I can't remember. But the both of them did it in for each other. Did he?
Yeah.
Does he turn into Missy, does he turn into the other master? We don't know.
Yeah. Yeah,
We
her
don't know. We
thing
don't know
is
where on his are.
her quote from this thing is, you're changing history, not just on Earth, and you know, the entire universe. And the meddling monk is like, I am. Um, and that's fun.
But I'm not a monk.
But I'm not a monk,
But you
but I
are.
am.
No, I'm not. You wear one cassock and they call you a monk.
So it wasn't his chosen name. Oh, wonder what he cho- what he, I wonder what he chose for himself.
No, name. He did have a name in the novels.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm sure he did have a name in the New Day, if I remember right. Yeah, I think it was something like Mortimus. Uh, but yeah, all in all, four great, solid stories.
yeah,
And so you've got surreal, you've got comedy, you've got political. It's all in there.
yeah,
Um,
and the fact that it had a lot to do with just a spoonful of mayhem.
mhm. And also having a walking, talking TARDIS
Yeah, that's true too. That was nifty.
called Mark.
Called Mark because it was TARDIS Mark
Yeah,
8.12 or something like
yeah.
that.
Which was been done before in the novels and in the TV show, of course.
Yep.
But they almost steal from the best.
Yep. I just I just get really tickled that she was pulling all of this just to try and fix Mark.
Yeah,
Just to try and fix Mark. And Mark was like, I can still hear you. It was
yeah.
that was really cool. Anyway, the
Long it's be made.
yeah, the Beth Chalmers was in this. Uh Bonnie Kingston was in this, and apparently she's Alex's niece or daughter or something. Anyway,
Oh, yeah, yeah. Alex Kingston's her auntie, isn't it? Yeah.
what's that?
Alex Kingston's her auntie.
Her aunt. So she's her niece, and Dan Starkey was in it, and Jamie Land, and yeah. So, but Dan's let's see, and Rachel Vercool playing the actress in the TV show that was playing Missy, which was great
Yeah, someone
because
playing Missy.
yeah, she was actually capturing a lot of that like personality, which was great fun. I mean, it was really super fun to hear that. And Oliver Clement was in it. He played Oliver Davis, and Abby Andrew, which was great. And Daniel Good played Mark, played the guitarist. But a lot of people have played TARDISes in their lifetimes. It's pretty fun. There's a quite a few of those too.
Yes.
Anyway, uh, where where would you assume that this? Do you think that this fits slots in right after Missy shows up or before Missy shows up as Mary Poppins in the TV show, or what do you think?
This these these stories could fit anywhere. Either in the Capaldi era, anywhere in there, but because it's all over the place.
Yeah.
So this could be, just before Capaldi's his swan song, or it could be
Oh yeah.
before before she meets the Capaldi doctor.
Yeah.
We just don't know.
Yeah.
There's so much empty spaces that Big Finish can fill with this character.
Yeah. Yep. And who would you
And long may they do that, because across the duck cancelled it.
yeah.
I said, just fingers crossed they don't cancel these box set releases, because they have announced last week that they're not doing any more River Song audios.
They're not doing any more River Song audios at all.
There's one more box set coming out, and that's the last one.
Wow. I wonder why that is.
Don't know. Maybe the BBC are pulling the right back to the character, or maybe the characters appearing going back in the TV show. But that's never stopped them using characters before,
Right?
because they use Unit all the time.
And they use Donna, and Donna's coming back.
Yeah. So unless Alex Kingston
Unless she says like this is it,
has
I've
said,
done enough for
"I don't want to do it anymore,"
River Song. Hmm. Gosh, that hurts. That hurts. I'm worried now. You got a good question there. Ah,
yeah. There's one in the
yeah.
pipeline coming soon. Is it maybe next month or the Daria River song? It's going to be the last box set, apparently. So I just
Worried
said,
again.
I hope that doesn't happen with the Missy box sets or the other offshoot box sets we've got,
Agreed, 100%.
because you've got to Big Finish has got to keep this franchise
The
alive.
the other thing that might have happened is Alex may have gotten a long term job, another long term series job, like she had with ER or whatever.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but
I mean, we hope for success for our
yeah,
Doctor Who actors and actresses.
but they have in the past accommodated that with actors,
Yeah,
and they've recorded while they've been in another country doing stuff.
yeah.
So I don't know. We shall see. I mean, River Song they might be reinventing the River Songs saga. I don't know. She maybe just make guest appearances in other audios. I don't know.
Or maybe they find a way for her to regenerate or something. I don't know.
I don't know. But
But I have heard that Susan might be back during this next series of Doctor Who. And if Susan is back, then I hope that they give her a regeneration scene, because it's only fair. And all
well,
these other people have had this sort of transformative experience. And Carol Ann Ford is great, but a lot of people, are just like ho hum about her. But anyway, I think that she's amazing, and I just
they have to give her some sort of screen time, because what's she now, 80?
yeah.
Yeah, get her back on the screen, even if it's just for a little cameo.
Yeah, agreed, 100%. Yeah,
They did that for
for William Russell, and for a
um,
lot of those other the sort of the companions version of Linda, right?
yeah. So,
Yeah,
but
but the Meddling Monk has only been shown on Big Finish Audio, and I am so glad that they chose to include him, because, like, as far as I know, what was it? Was it Lucy, or was the Eighth Doctor's Charlie? Was it Charlie or Lucy who went off with the or
it, It was.
Chris?
It was. It was. Wasn't it the other companion? What the Eighth Doctor had? I can't remember her name.
Uh, Chris or something like that?
Curris was a man. Curris was a man.
Oh.
Um, it was in the Lucy Miller era.
It was in the Lucy Miller era.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, but yeah, say they
yeah,
brought the monk back then, and they say ever since then the monk's been appearing every now and again. This
yeah,
time played
just
by
friend. It's fun.
you know, he's turned up in a third Doctor story. He's turned
That's
up.
true.
He's turned up in the first in the 60th anniversary big audio big finish anniversary things. Um,
What have those been started to be released this year?
yeah, yeah. Well, they hope so. It's the 60th anniversary this year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is the first one. You've got Sarah, you've got the Doctor, you've got Kate, Osgood, the monk.
Oh, there he is. And it looks like Nessie's back.
Well, it's not Nessie, no.
Oh, come on. It has to be Nessie.
No, it's not Nessie.
Is it dinosaurs?
But the good thing about this is after the Fourth Doctor drops Sarah off at
In
the,
Aberdeen.
in the wrong place.
In Scotland. What?
So,
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay.
so that's the first one. The second one's out now, I think, which I haven't got yet.
Okay.
But each Doctor's doing one.
Oh, cool.
So we are getting one with the Ninth Doctor
Nice.
because Chris Eccleston has already said he's recorded one for the 60th thing.
Nice.
Um, Tennant's all down for it as well, isn't he? And
You know who I want them to wrestle the ground and force to do it is Capaldi. I just force him to put him in a half Nelson and force him to do a recording. I tell you the truth, according to many other sources, if as long as they go to the Big Finish studios and have the lunch, they're hooked forever.
Well, I want Capaldi and I want Smith as well
Oh, okay.
because yeah, if you don't like him or not, he was the Doctor.
I know, but
Um,
but Smith has been Smith has just been dismissive of everything, and that just to me, Capaldi understands why we want him, but Matt Smith has been sort of dismissive of stuff, and that to me is just like, whoa, you got a nerve, dude. Anyway, that's
I
just
mean,
my theory.
we do have Jacob Dubman doing the Matt
Doing
Smith,
all, yeah.
but he's left Big Finish now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So there's this run of the
Oh,
11th
that's too
Doctor
bad.
box sets is the final one's going to do. So this is why I would like Smith to come back and do, and I do want Capaldi as well, but I just don't know why they're so offish.
I don't either.
Because everybody who gets involved in these says
Loves
it's a
it.
wonderful experience of doing it.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
apparently it transforms, ordinary afternoons into magical moments, and I just think that's just, if that is why you do film and TV, and that is why you work in science fiction, because you just want the magic. You just want to find those magic stuff.
with, with these audio,
Holy,
with these audios, the magic is so much bigger and better.
oh my gosh, I know. It was fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic, this one.
Yeah, totally agree.
So, yeah, what's your score?
Well, for the full lot, um, very enjoyable, funny, um, drama filled, lunacy, sci-fi adventure. I would give this, yeah, I would give this 10 wine of Henry VIII out of 10. I know he didn't have 10. I know he didn't have 10, but if the monk got carried away, he might have
Yeah,
had 10 wives. He might have had 10 wives.
I know. And I like that idea. I will give this, yeah, either a 9 point. I'll give it a 10. 10, uh 10, um uh 10 Mary Poppins umbrellas out of 10. I just think that yeah, that's what the little talking knob at the end. Yeah. I think that she really brought the fun, especially when she kissed the doctor. I thought that was, I, as someone who had been part of that whole thing going on, she wasn't really interested in snugging Henry VIII or the meddling monk. But I think that she would have, because she was the first sort of sexy kind of in that way, uh you know master. I mean, I realize that there are tons of people who have been shipping the master and the doctor as like a couple since Pertwee and um Pertwee and Delgado. So like these they've always sort of pulled those two together, but and they did a lot of that sort of thing. Is even with like the fifth and Ainley, or the sixth and Ainley, or the seventh and Ainley, or the eighth and Roberts. They do have a sort of the shipping thing going on, but you know you never heard about the meddling monk being sexy until he was going to try to marry the the master. And so that's a thing that they could have consummated that beforehand. I don't know. It's not my deal. I wasn't there, but I could have been there. That's and these stories that we love always, you can add whatever you want. It becomes headcanon. And that's another one of those things, Lee. It's part of my headcanon. And it's
Yeah,
just up here in my mind. And that's where, it may be residing forever. But anyway, I get to talk about it with you because this is Geeks Assembled, and we get to talk about these things. And thank you for listening to our podcast, because even though, we tend to go off on these tangential conversations, it's because we are a bit like Missy. We're a bit chaotic, and
yeah,
Lee, if he had to roll his character as a Dungeons and Dragons character, he might be chaotic evil. Or you may be chaotic neutral, because he's got a little chaos. Are you lawful? No, I maybe there's a question. What would you rate Lee? I mean, I'm chaotic good, and I just can't help myself. But I am a bit chaotic. It's just the way I go. Anyway,
I'm just an evil genius.
That's what I thought. So you are chaotic evil. I knew it. I knew it. It's lawful. No, he's gotta be chaotic anyway.
Uh,
But he was definitely not neutral. You heard him. You heard him. He admitted it. Okay. And for all of those things, I'd like to thank you guys for listening and watching our podcast. Please like and subscribe and hit the bell notification button because it's a good time to know what we're doing, and when, especially on these weekends when everything sort of gels together and we find patterns and things that just aren't there, but they are there. And then let's see, also talk to Lee about joining us if you'd like to. You don't have to be you don't have to be a Dungeons and Dragons fan, but you can definitely enjoy Doctor Who when we come around back to it this year, and Doctor Strange if we're doing Marvel, or Doctor Feelgood if we're doing an album, or Missy and the Meddling Monk if we're doing audio adventures.
yeah.
So thanks, you guys, and thanks, Big Finish, and we'll be back in 2 weeks with another audio adventure for audio heads on Geek Assemble. See you then, okay?
We don't know what it is.